Nous avons eu un rappel en octobre dernier que le Canada n'est pas à l'abri de la menace terroriste djihadiste. We've seen jihadist terrorism not only in the Middle East, but in some of the nations we are closest to, and of course also here. But though we in Canada are not immune from jihadist terrorism, neither are we helpless. We are not at the mercy of those fanatics who reject the freedom, the human dignity, and even the right to live of anyone who is different than they are. Beefed up resources for our law enforcement and security agencies, and why we have given them the legal tools they need to counter the threats we face every day. That's why the Canadian Armed Forces are participating in the international military coalition. Canadians are proud of the job our military is doing, and friends, thank God we have the young men and women in uniform taking the fight to ISIS in Syria and Iraq so we can be safer. Sending people on such a mission, even when almost every single ally and partner of Canada is doing the same thing, is still a tough decision. But these are the decisions a government has to make. Can you imagine Thomas Mulcair having to take such a decision? This is a man who will not even admit there were terrorist attacks last October, who can't bring himself to say the word violent jihadism or justice. Thomas Mulcair, friends, by the NDP, have voted against every single national security measure ever brought before Parliament. It is their ideology to oppose. And Justin would take Canada out of the international coalition. Maybe he thinks he can just charm ISIS the way he thinks he can charm Iran. You know, friends, I'm always amazed, and I hope you notice, how the Liberals and NDP are always criticizing us for not being friendly enough with Iran, but for being too friendly with Israel. How much they simply do not get. We are living in a dangerous world. We have a responsibility to see things the way they are, not through some ideological lens. A responsibility to act, to lead, and to protect. And our government will stay the course because that is what is in Canada's best interest. We will not back down, we will not weaken our law enforcement agencies, and we will not pull our troops out of the fight. Par la vigilance, par la fermeté et en agissant avec détermination. Mes amis, il ne faut jamais oublier que dans son dernier rapport annuel, le directeur du Service canadien du renseignement de sécurité a écrit, et je cite, des gens et des groupes violents veulent tuer des Canadiens. Ces personnes présentent un danger très sérieux pour nous et nous devons porter une attention spéciale à cette menace. Ici à Montréal, on a vu trop de jeunes qui ont quitté leur famille pour se joindre aux terroristes. On a même vu un adolescent de 15 ans accusé de terrorisme en décembre dernier. Friends, facing up to threats, recognizing our enemies, supporting our friends and allies, protecting our country, taking strong stands, that's what our foreign policy is all about. Is not about courting popularity at the United Nations. That is why you can be sure, friends, that as long as I am Prime Minister, we will continue to support Israel's right to exist. Out front in condemning Mr. Putin's invasion of Ukraine, putting in place aggressive sanctions against Russia, and providing financial and military aid to Ukraine. And we, friends, will never accept Russian control over any part of Ukrainian territory.